Hey you're watching a clip from the DynamiteGizmo podcast. This is not the full episode, but if you want to see the full episode, make sure to click the link in the description. And remember, like, comment, subscribe. Do it now. Here's the clip. I want to talk about Dana White and how fantastic he is and how much he loves the UFC. God, he loves it. I've never seen a man love a sport, love a business, love his employees more in all my life. What a great, fantastic man. And I'm serious. I love Dana White. Absolutely. He is so great. The greatest man on the planet. What day is it today? April what? Oh, yeah, that's right. It is Wednesday. Yep. Yep, brand new month. April. Here I am talking about Dana and how good he is. Let's get into the next segment of the day. How long are we going to tolerate Dana White? How long can we? I guess we have no choice because he owns the company. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and I just wanted to talk about it. And of course, a day before I sit down to write down my thoughts about this, to prepare for this podcast, a YouTuber who goes by the name of Critical, you may know him, may not, drops a video talking about Dana White too. Thanks, my guy. You beat me to the punch. So now it looks like I'm copying you. But that's besides the point. At this stage, it's just completely obvious. Dana just doesn't really care about the UFC anymore. And yeah, I know this isn't breaking news for hardcore fans. We've been seeing this slowly happen for a few years now. But now, oh, my neck, someone break it for me. But now it feels like we've hit that tipping point where it's not just subtle anymore, it's blatant. His new favorite phrase that he throws around all the time. Who gives a shit? Which I need to get that soundboard here, but that's... Actually, I have it right here. I have it, I just don't have it on my sound box. Okay, yep, just close it. Hurry up, dude. Get it going.
Is there even a way you could ever prove that?
Who gives a shit?
There he is. Did you hear that? Anyway. This past weekend, at the post-fight press conference, someone asks about the AI-generated promo content for the Seattle card. Dana says, who gives a shit? Just watch the fights. What? That's basically him saying, stop asking questions, take what I give you, and move on. Same thing when he's asked about John Jones and the offers John was talking about. Who gives a shit? Questions about eye pokes after the Tom Aspinall situation. Who gives a shit? What fight fell off the White House card? Who gives a shit? At some point, you have to flip that back at him and ask, who actually doesn't give a shit here? Because it's not the fans. We actually care. That's why the questions are being asked in the first place. That's the entire point of a press conference. But Dana has completely lost touch with that. He's operating with this mindset now of just shut up and eat the food that I give you. I know best. So take it or leave it. And because of that, these press conferences have become absolutely pointless. He doesn't answer questions. Half the time he deflects. Other times he just makes stuff up or casually confirms things like people's careers aren't on the line. How many times have we heard, yeah, sure, whatever. Hey, Dana, is this a number one contender fight? Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Who gives a shit? Yeah, I guess so. When he's asked if someone's getting a title shot, he does this countless amount of times. And yeah, I get it. The sport moves fast. It's hard to lock anything in. But why not just say that? Why not just say the truth? Why not give an actual thoughtful answer? Like, hey, guys. Hey. This guy is the number one contender right now, but things can change depending on what happens next. There's no guarantee he'll get a shot, but I would like to think he would. That's all the people are asking for. Instead, we get nothing. And I think the reality is, this has just been going on for too long. He's older. He's insanely rich. There's no drive for him anymore, and he talked about this when he was explaining Conor McGregor's situation back in the day. He even said it himself. There's no incentive for Conor McGregor to come back because he's got so much money. The drive has been washed away. And the same is with Dana himself. If you just think about it, like Dana has been asked the same questions over and over and over again since 2001. At a certain point, this is just the natural outcome. And to be fair, I don't fully fault Dana for that. Dana built this organization. He made the UFC what it is today. That can never be taken away from him. But the truth is, that version of Dana is gone. That driven, passionate, all-in promoter attitude, he's not there anymore. And the UFC should move forward. Because right now, even Dana himself has basically admitted he doesn't have as much say in terms of what happens in the UFC as people may think. You even saw it when he was talking about Lance Gibson Jr. this past weekend. He clearly didn't even know who he was talking about. Just giving generic, straightforward, cookie-cutter answers. And that's a problem. Because Dana is still the face of the UFC. When people think UFC, they think Dana White. So from a branding standpoint, yeah, it makes sense to keep him there. But from a fan perspective, there needs to be a transition. Whether it's Hunter Campbell or whoever. You need someone who actually wants to be there. Someone who can answer questions. Someone who brings life and story and narrative and excitement back to the sport. Look at Eddie Hearn in boxing. That energy, that passion. That's what Dana White used to be. He was the best combat sports promoter on the planet, and there wasn't even a debate about that. But now, go watch any post-fight presser from the last 2 to 3 years. He deflects, he gets annoyed, tells the media to shut up, answers cryptically or not at all. Now, fighter pay, that's a whole separate conversation, and honestly, I don't even think that's something to hammer Dana on. The UFC is a business. They can operate how they want. If fighters want more money, they need to leverage. If the UFC doesn't pay, eventually talent leaves, and the UFC has to adjust. That's just how markets work. And right now, they don't have real competition. So that's not even the main issue here. The issue is Dana himself, his involvement, his energy, his willingness to actually engage with the sport. Because every time he speaks right now, it feels like he's pushing fans further away. And yeah, a few weeks ago we saw him sit down in a more professional setting, breaking down upcoming fights, and that was way better, and that gave me some hope. At least it wasn't an Instagram live video on his phone. But even then, there was still no passion. It felt like he was just reading off information that was handed to him. And I think that's the reality we have to accept now. There's nothing left that's going to bring back the old Dana. The hunger, it's gone. Completely. And I don't think we will ever see it again unless for some reason we find a way to take everything away from Dana and make him start from scratch. And maybe MVP can do that. I don't know. So let me ask you this question. Is Dana White actually hurting the UFC at this point? Or does it not matter at all, and we should just shut up and watch the fucking fights? As Dana always likes to so pleasantly put.
Tap here to watch the full episode of the Dynamite Gizmo podcast.